Central Cee has just released his debut album, Can't Rush Greatness, and it's inevitable he will make history next week in the charts. With 10 plus years in the game, and 50% of those years on a trajectory no one could ever have imagined, here's why Central Cee has already clocked the game, even without chart success, next week.
I think I would like big everyone up. I wouldn't even, nothing would be negative. Artists, I'll big them up, the new ones, and say everything I like about them. I wouldn't compare them, I wouldn't minimize what they're doing, you know.
Central Cee grew up in Shepherd's Bush, London, and started his music journey around 16 years old, releasing freestyles on popular video platforms and putting on his own shows. He was serious about his music and craft, but had a lot of time questioning whether or not he should give up after all of the hard work and effort he was putting in and seeing little to no rewards.
Though there was a time that I didn't really, there was probably a few little periods, like bumps in the road, where like, I started to think, oh, maybe this isn't like the move. So I would like get distracted here and there and just focus. But maybe that was like what I needed certain time. Like just before this all happened, I started like getting mad. I got like proper demotivated. Like I just thought, fuck it. Like I was trying to blow. I wasn't just making music for the sake of it. I was actually really trying to blow. So I kept saying to myself, like setting goals, like, oh, if I get to 17, or I'd probably say like if I get to 18 and I'm not where I want to be, then I'm just gonna call it a day. Cause I don't know, I just always knew, I don't know. So I kept saying that I got to 18, but I'd get to 18 and I'd be somewhere better than last year. So I'd be like, alright, cool, I'm gonna just keep it going. Okay. Even though I'm not really where I want to be, I'm better than last year. So let me just keep it going, keep it going.
It was around 2019 when he met his manager YBs, who is a major part of his success and the key Central Cee needed to change his career around. He released his breakout hit, Day in the Life, in June 2020. From then, there was no looking back, and history has been made up until this day.
The song that popped off for me was in June, right? I had the song maybe in March though, or earlier than that. And it was just all perfect timing, but it was a blessing though, yeah, for sure. I came up during Corona. It's rare to everybody else's come up because I haven't even had a chance to perform my shit.
Really?
I've done all of this and I haven't touched the streets in the UK like at all. Like I haven't done any shows. I haven't really got to meet my newer fans, which is the majority of my fans.
Right.
So it's different, yeah.
Well, this song that really got everything started for man still, so it's the most important song of today, Day in the Life. Complete different version of myself, I guess, because like nothing had happened for me yet. I didn't have any motion, I had no money, nothing like that. When I made this video, I was just thinking about the UK. I never like could imagine anyone listening to me outside of the UK at this point. It took off and people all over the world ended up seeing it, and I think it's then turned into something where they're watching it curiously, whereas when I've made it for the people in the UK, I'm not making it for them to really be curious because everything's recognizable and relatable. When I understood that, I think I tried to replicate that.
So 5 years on from that moment, and he is dropping his debut album. But regardless of the accolades it receives, he has already won. But why do I say that?
It comes from deprivation. My music is like, I know there's times, and I don't know, some people might overlook me and like think that I don't make music too tough, that's like really like sentimental or like have much substance, but there is though. And when I first ever tried to rap, I was so young, but obviously I never knew anything about business or how to like record a song or anything. It was just straight for like venting and feeling sorry for myself. Everyone like known that I've tried to do this and like flop like for many years. So like now when the tables turn, everyone's got an extra like bit of pride.
Before I go into why, it's important to note the UK landscape and where people stand with Central Cee's rise to world domination.
In my role, for example, if I didn't want to do this and I thought I was gonna come and make a bad impression and be rude and deal with some difficult emotions, I just wouldn't come. I like to think I'm kind of a disciplined person.
I like to talk about the critics and how harsh the tastemakers can be in UK music. To me, There are things people like to talk about when it comes to the critique of Central Cee and what he is doing in music. Moot points include things like he's not real, he's not street. These are popular things that come to mind. In the UK, we have never had anyone become such a powerhouse in music, and he is covering new ground every day. What we fail to realise is that we don't know what a superstar from the UK looks like yet, in my opinion. What does the model for a Jay-Z or Drake in the UK look like in UK rap? Whether it's the numbers game or just being 100% certified in music and business. We have not had a UK rap artist have a full cycle, be as globally successful as him so far, and is now sitting down after retirement, living off their rewards, accomplishments and business ventures. Not to downplay those that have laid the foundations and kicked down the doors for artists to do what they do today. Giggs is the closest to that, but he came up in a different era, when money wasn't made as early on in your career, access to media opportunities was limited, and the people were closed-minded. So he had to break his own doors down. UK rap is around 10 to 15 years behind the US, and the ecosystem around is still building. More successful artists are still coming up, more successful labels run by the people are still to come. Media platforms need to grow and evolve. We also need more diversity in that space. Mindsets need to shift and more doors need to be collectively broken down. Everyone needs to stop waiting for approval, do things on their own terms, and also not just for the money once you have positioned yourself if you truly care. Central Cee has built a solid foundation. He's put in the reps and not just burst onto the scene like an industry plant. He has proved there are no ceilings, and he's not just the only one who's shown this. You have Dave, Stormzy, DBE, Skepta, to name a few, but without taking it away from them, Central Cee has positioned himself differently and broadened his appeal in a more strategic way.
Is that you seem like kind of like a viral marketing genius on top of the music stuff.
Yeah. maybe. I do like the business side of things. Like I do like the marketing side of things. Maybe more so than the music sometimes. So maybe that explains why you see certain things going viral and shit.
Right. That's interesting because like when I was watching English YouTubers who made videos about your come up and stuff, that's one thing that I kind of saw over and over is that people seemed like they were kind of in awe of how well you sort of executed this whole rollout that realistically has probably been happening for like less than a year now.
Yeah. It was only a year ago I dropped like my first song that picked up. It was a lot of years prior to that I was making music, but it just didn't happen to really pick up for me. So a year ago it started going crazy. I dropped a tape in March this year, and that's what everybody like appreciated the marketing for. We didn't really do too much. Like in my head, like I got a lot more ideas, I got a lot more in stock, but they appreciated it nevertheless.
The thing all these artists have in common though is that their art is their art. Their sound, their look, their personalities, they do not compromise, and that's what Central Cee has not done either. At the same time, elevating in his own way. The quality, the look, the rollouts are uncompromised and genuine. It all points to being a superstar and appealing to people on a global scale, which all of these artists have done in their own way, barring those that have restrictions to travel to the States. Yes, you, the one that's typing that pointless, time-wasting negative comment. In the grand scheme of things though, those words or comments will never be loud enough to be heard, even from those journalists that have skin in the game. Central Cee is in a position where we can't hear the noise like that again. Maybe at the start, it was all he heard, like all of us on the start of our journeys. And the one comment out of the 1,000 good ones that grind us down for days. But what can you say to someone that's dropped a single, which is on nearly 7 million views in 4 days, a week before their album drops, with whispers from them camp saying they're just warming up?
Even when I'm doing music, I'm relaxing. It's all kind of just one. It's all kind of one. I'm always relaxed. I was saying it to someone the other day. I think they were asking me how does it feel like being on stage and stuff like that. But like I told them that I don't get high off it. I'm calm in it, and I come off stage and I'm calm. Before stage, I'm calm.
Things I've noticed that he has done during his growth. He's limited his access via interviews and podcasts. Although I would love to get more dialogue for future videos myself, he hasn't spread himself too thin with interviews, especially as you can get those interviews that ruin your moment, have you looking different, as questions aren't interesting or strong enough. He enjoys authentic personal time with his fans. He's mentioned it before, he likes to spend time with fans rather than doing things digitally. So there is a genuine connection there when he gets to meet them outside. His work ethic. His work ethic is relentless. How many people do you know in UK rap who have completed 200 shows in 12 months? And finally, don't let them know your next move. Personally, I'm at the edge of my seat waiting to see what he does next. And because his moves have to be different, everything is new, and we don't know what's gonna come next. All of these things I think are essential in the growth of an artist. After my first Central Cee video and watching him work, I noticed there is one other thing that stands out about him. And this is probably the most important thing. He understands his mission, and more importantly, himself. It's easy to bow down to the masses and care about what other people think. That's a lose-lose game. And personally, if you are brave enough to show your art to the world, you have to be selfish.
No, I don't think music would ever be my mental downfall. God forbid anything, then no, I can't have a mental downfall, but it wouldn't be music though.
Central Cee seems easygoing and lives a simple life. People forget that everything they see is not happening 24/7. Misconceptions are always at play, and he understands that so much so that he gives a disclaimer to his fans and knows that look up to him. The game is rigged to glamorous things, expensive food, fast cars, big jewelry and luxury clothing as signals of success. But doing up that every day is not real life.
My handle is Central Cee in it, but like that's, I don't know, like I got a whole next thing going on like off the phone, innit? I'm saying it and I feel like I sound like I'm capping, but it's like, it's in my bio, innit? It says it's not real life and it's not on the gram. You'll see everything clean, but it's good for them to know that that's not the case, innit? 24 is that the gram is the gram. Don't look up to me too much. Don't try too hard to chase it and whatnot, because it's unattainable, because that's not even the life that I live. Like, more time off camera, you'll see me, I'm chilling and yeah, it's not lifestyle every day.
I should have some kids by then. Just looking after my youths, like growing my food, eating the food, just living life like, I just want like one compound and just not really have to go nowhere too tough. Living a simple life somewhere.
His debut album results will not be the summary of all his success, as the media might like to put it. Or this isn't a make or break moment for UK rap, because his accomplishments so far have shown that UK rap artists can now push the limits even further. Behind closed doors, the mindset might be different, but to me, he moves like there is no pressure on him to produce anything. People have criticised the rollout, and I'm looking in awe at how simple, effective and clean it has been. So clean, it doesn't even feel like a rollout. Not to mention, his first project was a #2 project and his second was a #1. Central Cee has clocked the game. Not because of a #1 album in the UK and the US, not because he got 1 billion streams, not because he will be the world's biggest rap star. He's clocked the game because his main mission is complete, and that's what I think every artist's North Star should be.
Yeah, like all of that's just a bonus now. I'm saying, like, I've done what I needed to do. Change my family's life, innit? I just, like, that's it, that's all I wanted to do. Everything else is a bonus now, innit?
I'm happy. Yeah, could be worse, innit?
Let me know what you'd like to see next in the comments, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.